Alright guys, so this one's going to go a lot more in depth. We're actually going to get down into details like specs and where specs really come into play. For this, I'm going to show you my specs. Of course, that's the easiest way for me to show you, and then I'm going to explain the other specs to you. At no point are you going to basically be single spec. You're always going to have a basic combo in there. And I'll give you the ones that I recommend. First, I'll explain why specs are super important. At headquarters level 19 and higher, where we are doing zombie layer 30s and 31s and 32s and 28s, we need more and more people to have DPS specs. What this means is your heroes, your armor, your cube, all of this is aimed towards one troop type primary and a minor secondary. For instance, genetics, as most of you know, is primarily spec'd towards fighter. His gear, his chip, everything is fighter based. I'm also fighter secondary shooter, which means I have maxed out what gear I can that has fighter stats on it and shooter stats on it. I'm not really worried about my rider at all, which is why on chips you'll see my rider chips they're level 1 and 2. I haven't done anything with my rider chips. However, as you notice, my fighter chips are all as high as I can get them right now. I'm advancing them up as fast as I can. Secondary, I'm doing my shooter. And it's because these are the ones that affect your shooter's damage, your fighter's damage, the amount of defense your fighter has, and everything like that. And chip, module, and cube are really where this comes into play. As you can see, you know, my fighter is always my highest. Secondary is, of course, my shooter, and then rider, I don't have anything at all spent. Cube can't quite do that because these are hybrid trips. They have some of everything on them. But chip and module for definite sure. You'll also notice if you look at my glory levels, the ones that I have advanced out the most are I've gotten everything to 10, so I get the achievement. But after that, I am sticking to troop stats and fighter stats for my advancement on up after level 10. And that is simply to boost my capabilities during events and stuff. Events such as Sonic is another one where having more and more people spec as rider or shooter with an emphasis on shooter is extremely beneficial. We will have those spec'd as fighter start rallies, and then fill in with those that are spec'd with shooter and vehicle. The more damage we can do to Sonic, the higher level Sonic we can summon, the more rewards we get. I mean, it is literally that simple. Sonic Destroyer, depending on which rank you summon, you get a lot more life in it. The more damage you can do to it during its event time, the better your rewards individually and as an alliance. And this is extremely beneficial. It's the same thing with all the other alliance events. The more damage we can do, the better our rewards, and the higher our rewards, and the higher we rank. The higher we rank, the better we are within the kingdom. So these are things you really need to take into consideration when you are putting points into chips, modules, gear, when you're looking at which troops you need the most of. Pretty much, unless you are fighter spec, you want whatever your primary is, you want to be able to fill an entire march with that troop. So if you are shooter spec, you want to train enough shooters that you can fill at least one entire march with nothing but shooters. This really adds a punch when we're doing events. It also adds the ability for us to do higher level zombie layers without having to depend on one or two people. If we have enough people on, we do not have to depend on genetics to be able to do level 33 zombie layers. We have one person that is fighter spec start the rally and fill it with shooter and rider specs, and it will win because your damage output is enough to make it through. What people need to know about specs, and this is where it gets into the nitty gritty. Your fighters do not do that much damage. They take the damage. As I showed in one of the previous videos, you can see that here. How much life they have, how much defense they have, and as you can see, that's a pretty full amount there. Now, if we jump over here to, let's say, shooter, they've got way, way lower. I mean, the shooter's got half the defense and half of the life of the fighter. However, his attack is way, way higher. This really comes into play in rallies and events, because as I said with Sonic, I use it because it's a great example. We can actually summon different layers of Sonic, and the higher the layer, the higher the damage it takes to kill it, and you're still limited to the same amount of time. So if we can have, let's just say, Genetics, me, Zilla, and Mama run fighter spec and start rallies, and then everybody else fill in with DPS, we will be able to jump levels on Sonic. And you all see the rewards you get from Sonic because we run it every 2 to 3 days. Zombie layers, same type of thing. It's got a certain amount of damage that it can take. Once that damage is achieved, you win. Don't need a ton of fighter specs. We need more shooter and vehicle, or shooter and rider. I think that's going to cover that for now. I think this will be my last video for this week. I hope you guys found it helpful and are able to follow what I'm talking about. If you have any questions, you can message me in game. Thank you.